Hello and welcome back to another rant video. Hey, I said I wasn't going to do a lot of these and I've been doing them. I guess I like it. This video is sponsored by Angry Orchard. When you're mad but still want to pick an apple with the boys. It's not actually sponsored by Angry Orchard. Eventually, I try to get a new drink every time I do a video, and eventually I'm going to run out of drinks that I like. But I just like to do it. I don't know. It's been a shtick on this channel for a while, so welcome. So today, I say today, but today, October, what is today? The 17th, Activision put out a little blog about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare content, and I just wanted to talk about it. The COD Modern Warfare discussion has been happening a lot between my friends and I. A lot of us were really interested in playing Black Ops 4 and just didn't for whatever reason or another. Whether there was a lot of games that came out last year around this time, and we just didn't get to it. But some of us did. And by the time we wanted to get into the game and play it, a lot of the microtransactions and a lot of the business models started to suck really bad. So we didn't buy it at all. And it just got worse and worse. And you'll never get over a dollar red dot reticle. You'll just never get over that. So Modern Warfare, though, has been a bit different in a way, because now people have caught on. They've figured out the business practices that Activision's going to instill, and it's kind of like everyone's just kind of gotten over it. So there's an expectation and a pressure. The other thing is that while Black Ops 4 felt fun to play, Modern Warfare feels great to play. The gameplay, I played the multiplayer demo, not a beta, demo, and it was fantastic. Seriously, top to bottom, great. Almost no complaints from like a gameplay perspective. It's always been, what's the post-launch going to be? There's new game modes they've announced that look really cool. That little like arena mode where you can like play like in small parties against other people in this like arena matchup where you don't have any weapons and you go at each other. I forget the game mode's called. Looks really cool. So anyway, let's talk about it, because holy crap, they released a blog post and I want to give my thoughts, my final thoughts on how I'm going to approach Modern Warfare and why I'm going to make that approach. And if you disagree with me by the end of the video, seriously point it out, because I'm going to convey a thought that I've been wrestling with for a while, and this blog post has pushed me over to this thought. We'll discuss it at the end. So let's go over the blog post just to give people a catch-up if you don't know. So here we are, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, their post-launch approach to new content. We're not going to go through the whole thing, we're just going to pick up some key points. But some things that they do say. Here's what's going to be in the game. Crossplay to unite the community. Thank you. This is kind of just in a given now. Crossplay has been tried to be done since like the Games for Windows Live days on the Xbox 360. It's never... I'm going to make a bold statement, but I know it to be true because developers have come out and said this time and time and time again. It has almost never been a technical problem. Almost never. Final Fantasy XIV has proven that. Portal 2, crossplay between the PlayStation 3 and the PC has proven that. Hell, there was even a thing back in the day where Xbox 360 Games for Windows Live games could play with Games for Windows Live PC players, and then they cut it. They cut that from happening. This has almost never been a technical problem. It's been a logistical problem, and it's been a business problem. The fact that this is clear with Sony wanting so hard to resist the fact that they didn't want to let Fortnite players have a crossplay with other platforms. We've seen this, Sony do this a lot actually in general, and Microsoft has come out and proven it can be done, and also Nintendo has come out and proven it can be done. And not just done, but done in a way that the business finds valuable, and the players, obviously, there's pretty much no unvalue to it. That'll be there. Thank you. So no more season pass and no more charging for this is a la carte if you're a dumb American like me, and you don't speak any language outside American and some Japanese for some reason, very specific, but just applies to me. Basically, there will be no single multiplayer maps that people will buy, the packs will buy. Again, so I don't need to be mean, but again, this is something that's always been stupid. I think back to like arena shooters that I used to play back in the day, like Quake and Unreal Tournament. They didn't have multiplayer map packs. They just, well, they did, but they never charged you for them. They just came out. And then they allowed mods. Like, Counter-Strike, you'd get new maps from Valve, but they'd never charge you for them. It would just come out, which would usually get more people to buy the game because you're still playing and getting new people to play. So it was still valuable for them. Or you let mods and let people make maps. That would be fantastic. I don't know why COD hasn't really done that outside, like, Call of Duty 4 had it on the PC where you could mod the maps. Again, so this is fantastic, I guess, but it's kind of like an expected thing to me, at least. But I understand that a lot of like the younger gamers especially didn't grow up during that time and don't understand that was a common thing. So I just want to make sure that's known, though. Free post-launch multiplayer maps and modes. That's fantastic that we're getting modes as well on top of that. Cool, okay. And post-launch multiplayer maps and modes simultaneously on all platforms. Again, I know I'm reading this fast, but it's just to get a couple key points out of the way before we have the discussion. This is great. Simultaneously is fantastic. At this point in gaming, platforms should strictly be a which platform do you want to participate on? And I think at this point the ideas of exclusivities is unnecessary. And I'm saying this from a consumer perspective. It's understandable that back in the day, the amount of work that would go into making a game, say for the PlayStation specifically, and this still can happen. If you're I don't know, if you're creating a new game from scratch and you're making it for the PlayStation 4, in order to make that for the Xbox One as well, can be very costly. But in a lot of today's age, like especially how many games are made on the Unreal Engine or the Unity engine, which are all cross-platform anyway, this stuff doesn't hold as much weight. And at this point now, the platforms just need to be able to sell you a better platform. I'm not going to go down that path too much, but for example, the Switch should sell you on the fact that it's got a mobile option. And if that's not enough and you want more power, then you can move to another platform and buy the same game. But the fact that we have this simultaneously on all platforms is fantastic. So, that's stuff that's fantastic. It should be that way anyway, video games, but congratulations, you're doing what you should have always been doing, but thank you. Or that I should say, better yet, you're doing what you used to do. This is the biggest thing that I don't understand about like a lot of the modern gaming market is this is what they used to do. So really frustrating. So what they are doing instead, introducing a new battle pass system, not a loot box system. Very key that they're saying not a loot box system. They're not called loot boxes in Activision. Ask EA, all right? It's surprise mechanics, all right, buddy? Seriously. So they're not introducing a new they are introducing a new battle pass system. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of battle passes, but I can deal with this overall. All functional content that has an impact on game balance, such as base weapons and attachments, can be unlocked simply by playing the game. This is where there's going to be a key distinction not being made that I really want to talk about, and why I was talking a little bit like a God Emperor President. But there's a key distinction not being made here that needs to address. But they'll try to explain it. We're going to get back to that. But if you notice, they talk about the Battle Pass, okay, and all new weapons can be unlocked by playing the game. Is it part of the Battle Pass? So the new Battle Pass system will allow players to see the content they are earning and buying. Okay, congratulations. Will launch with new post-launch live seasons. You can unlock new stuff, new content. Battle Pass system players will earn COD points. There will be both free stream and premium stream content in the Battle Pass. New base weapons will be earned through gameplay simply by playing Modern Warfare. Functional attachments for base weapons can be unlocked through gameplay as well, just like in the game's beta. Again, there's a distinction not being made here, and the only thing I can think of is there's two things here. Either guns, and new guns and whatnot, and attachments are being locked behind the Battle Pass, and if that's the case, even though you could argue the Battle Pass is free and only through gameplay, the question then remains, though, what happens when that season's over, and you didn't unlock that gun? What if their balance is such that the best sniper rifle for a certain style of play is locked behind a battle pass you can no longer get by playing anymore? Is that okay? My instant reaction is no. Unless the opposite of my original thought is what's actually happening, where this distinction between a free and premium stream of content is the deciding factor, where irregardless of the battle pass, where the battle pass will be a piece where you unlock the COD points, and new guns are released every season and always available, but are released every season and just require a certain amount of COD points to buy for their lifetime as the game exists. If that's the case, to me, you're like riding the pay-to-win line. And my reasoning for that is League of Legends. A lot of people are going to hate me for this, I know, and I've said it, but I'll say it ever since beta, the League of Legends beta. League of Legends, at its core, in many ways, is a pay-to-win game because of the fact that you can buy champions, because you can buy a hero and a set of heroes in order to basically optimize your meta performance in the game. You're beating people who haven't. And you could argue, well, that player could just be better. Well, it's fantastic. So if they're better, though, they're probably not in the same bracket. And this has happened in LoL for very many years, and it's always been kind of like the hidden thing that League of Legends always has to defend itself as. It's not pay to win, but it is because heroes are purchasable. Heroes of Newerth didn't do that at launch. Dota 2 has never done it. This idea that you can unlock a gun, but say it takes you, I don't know, say it takes you 30, 40 hours, and that's not bad. Like, to even 20 hours, if 10, 15, 20 hours, I'd say 20 hours is what it takes to unlock a gun, I don't think that's too bad. But if that 20 hours is dealt with you getting owned by people who bought that gun because the balance is such that in this map or in this game mode you enjoy, that gun is very strong, and even against players of their equal skill, that gun would just overcome you most of the time, which is not that odd. It's then becoming a pay-to-win game, even if eventually you'll catch up. But that is pay-to-win. Pay-to-win, in essence, is a time saver. You pay to overcome the time difference. That's the thing that worries me. Ghost Recon Breakpoint just happened. No one would argue that the time savers in that game aren't pay-to-win in a competitive environment. They are, flat out, and no one will argue that. That could be what we're getting. However, it all depends on the time to unlock. The time to unlock doesn't change the principle of it, but it does fluctuate the severity of that spectrum. This is huge, though, in discussion, actually. Very, very big. The problem is, though, they didn't, again, to go back to the original point that I was just trying to make, they don't really distinguish which is the case here. My optimistic approach is that the free and premium stream stuff, or the free stream that you buy, you get COD points from playing the game, and the guns will unlock for COD points ad infinitum as they keep getting released for the rest of their life. Let's go on to hit a couple things. So, other key things. The Battle Pass system will not launch when the game releases. It'll be launching later this year. Okay, I get their reasoning behind it. I think it's fair. They want to get people to unlock everything first. Fine. They still address some of the skepticism, mine included. Understandably, there are still questions around how the economy will evolve throughout the post-launch. Recognize it will take time to demonstrate. We are committed to delivering a fair system, guided by the principles we've outlined here, and will continue to monitor feedback and player engagement to help achieve that goal. I'll get that later. I need a drink, though. So, I've been wrestling with this for a little while. Black Ops 4 didn't win me over enough to make me want to buy it. And by the time I wanted to buy it, they announced a gun game, and they had all this stuff. The unraveling had begun. Modern Warfare makes me want to buy it. This is the stuff that always worried me, is the post-content launch. So the real argument I've been struggling with myself is, if I'm going to buy a game and enjoy it, but I think the post-launch content is going to be bad, and it does release, and it is bad, and offensive or predatory, whichever. If I stop playing and no longer purchase through those aspects, Am I doing the right thing as a consumer to make the right call and to make the right choice to send the correct message? I do believe in consumer power. I am very much a consumer-friendly person at heart. I do think the consumer mostly, I say mostly because there is a time when a consumer can be wrong, but I do think mostly a consumer has a lot of power and can send very, very strong messages, as we're seeing here. And there are plenty of other games, so I'm not worried about it. If COD did launch, and it was great, and I enjoyed it, and then they released all their stuff, and it sucked, there's so many things I could be playing. I still haven't finished Astral Chain on my Switch. I still haven't played Wizard of Legend. Indivisible just came out. I still want to play that. The new Monster Hunter expansion comes out for the PC in January. I want to play that. The new Pokemon game comes out. I want to play that. And that's not even counting all the other games that I still want to play that are old, like Fire Emblem 4, Genealogy of the Holy War is on my to-do. Final Fantasy V, I still never played. There are a lot of things that I could play. A WoW Classic! I could still be playing WoW Classic, which I am. I'm going to go play after I do this. But if I buy the game and then cancel at that point and stop playing and stop supporting it, does that send the message? I think overall, yes. So with this discussion, with this post, I will be purchasing Modern Warfare. I've played the multiplayer demo. I thoroughly enjoyed basically all of it. And I really, really had a good time. And I'm happy to read a lot of this. This is really good. This is a really good step in the right direction. But I'm going in still with a very, very, like, weighty air of skepticism and cynicism. I'm waiting for them to fail. And the second they do, I'm out. I'm not dealing with that. But at the same time, I want to play an arena shooter because Overwatch has been a bit lackluster for the last year or so, and it's been my arena shooter of choice. And this seemed a lot of fun, so I want to try it, I want to play it, and I want to enjoy it. And the new game modes look great. But I do stand by principle more than I stand by anything else. If this makes the wrong choice, I'm out, and I have no problem, because there are so many other things I can be doing. But I also am looking to thoroughly enjoy COD. That's my thought process. Because I know there are a lot of people out there, from comments I've read, this is also to, like, kind of for, like, my friends, who I know we've had this conversation a lot with. This is my long-winded answer to you all. That's my thought process and unraveling here. So that's my bit. Let me know how you're feeling about this, seriously, because I hope you understand at the beginning of the video why I say I could equally argue the opposite thought process here and stand by it, to be honest. So let me know what you think. Okay, welcome to COD. Let's see what happens. But thank you again, Angry Orchard. Thanks you, and hope you have a great evening. Goodbye, and I'll see you in I don't know, the Battlefield. Oh, I can't say that. It's a COD game. I'll see you in Azeroth.